Hello everyone, in today's tutorial we will see how to create an app icon that we can use for an iOS system using Adobe Photoshop. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, now before we're gonna start this tutorial, make sure to download this template that we'll be using to see our app on the iOS phone and how it's gonna look on it. Alright, so I will make sure to put this link down in the description below, so just open it and download the PSD in here, not the sketch one but the PSD. So just one click on it and wait for it to launch, and there you go. It will ask you to download it, and for me I already downloaded it, so I'm not gonna do that. So I will close it and wait for it to download, and after that you can locate it on your hard drive. As you can see in here, I have it in a RAR format, so I'm just gonna double click on it, and as you can see in here we have two folders, one for Mac and one for Windows. I'm using Windows, so I will take it and drag it to my folder in here. Alright, so now we have the template in here. As you can see in here, it's ready, and we're gonna go back for it later. So now I'm gonna close this, and then I will go ahead and open Adobe Photoshop, and I will go to File, New, and for the size of the app, Apple asks to put 1024 pixel for the width and the height of the app. So we're gonna add another 100 pixel for us, so we can find a little bit of margin, and we can design the app in a little bit of space. Okay, so I'm gonna put 1124 in the width and 1124 in the height, and for the resolution I will keep it 72 RGB, of course, in color mode, and 8-bit in here. But in the advanced in here, make sure that in the color file that you are choosing don't color manage this document, because you don't want the color management of your PC to affect the colors of your application. Alright, and I will press OK. Alright, now we have our document in here created. I'm gonna go ahead and select the rounded rectangular tool from here, and then I will one click just like that, and I will put 1024 in the width and 1024 in the height, and for the radius in here just put 234 for all the fourth of them in here, and press OK. As you can see, now we have our rectangular created. Now I'm gonna change the color of it. So as you can see in here, we have the stroke in here set to 1 pixel. I'm just gonna press none in here, and then I will select the fill in here, and I will open the colors in here, and I will choose a gray color like this. As you can see, this is the code of the color I have chosen if you want to copy it. Alright, and I will press OK. Alright, now we have the color applied. Now I will go and select my move tool, and then I'm gonna press Ctrl A so I can select the whole canvas, and I will make sure that I'm selecting the rounded rectangular in here, and then I will align it in the center like this, and I will press Ctrl D to deselect. Alright, so now we have the base of our app. As you can see, this is the base, and then we're gonna add a logo or whatever you want in here in the center. Just make sure to be a big one, and try to avoid to use text. It's better if you have a big logo or a big letter in the center. It will be more attractive to the user to choose from. Alright, now I'm gonna open the layer style dialog by double click on this rectangular from here, or you can go to this FX in here and choose blending option. As you can see, now we have the layer style dialog opened. Now I'm gonna go first with the bevel and emboss, so I'm just gonna select it, and in here in the style make sure that you set it to inner bevel, and for the technique is smooth, and in the depth I'm gonna put 1000%. The direction is up, and for the size is 24 pixel, 0 pixel in the softness, And for the shading, I'm gonna put 90 in the angle, and I'm gonna uncheck use global light, and then I will keep it 30 angle in the altitude. And for the contour, I will keep it like this, and in the highlight mode, I'm gonna choose white, and I will keep the highlight mode to screen, and I will put 50% in the opacity. In the shadow mode, I will change it to normal instead of multiply, and then I will open the colors, and I will sample a color from here, and then I will darken it just like this. You know, this way, wherever color you are using, you can just use the same method to find the shadow of the color you'll be using. Alright, so this looks good. Let me just darken it a little bit more. Alright, so something like this, and I press OK. Now I will go to the inner shadow, and then I will change the blending mode to normal, and for the color, I'm gonna sample the same color that we used for the shadow, and I will press OK. And for the opacity, I will put 100% and make sure that use global light is unchecked, and put -90 in the angle. For the distance, I'm gonna put 36, and I will keep everything else in here set to 0. As you can see, this will increase our shadow in here. If I uncheck the inner shadow, you can see the difference. Alright, now I will go to gradient overlay, and then I'm gonna put the opacity to 60%, and I will change the blending mode to normal, and I will make sure that dither is checked. Now I'm gonna open the gradients in here, and for this first color in here, I'm gonna open it, and I will sample a color on the top in here, and then I will make it darker a little bit, just around here, and I will press OK. And for the other color, I'm gonna choose white, and I will go back to this color in here, and I will select this mid stop in here, and I will put 18 in the location, and I will press OK. Now I'm gonna change the style of it to radial, and as you can see, this will create this kind of cool radial effect, but we're gonna change the angle of it to 136, and for the scaling, I'm gonna put 120. And as you can see, this will create this really nice effect in here. If I unchecked gradient overlay, you can see the before and after, and I will press OK. And as you can see in here, we finished with our base for the app in here. Now we're gonna create a logo of an alien to put it in the middle in here. Alright, so I will go to my vector shapes layer again, and I will select the ellipse tool in here, and then I will make a circle by pressing shift and one click and drag like this, just around here. Alright, now I will go ahead and select the direct tool, and then I will select this one point in here, and I will take it and drag it just like this, as around here. And this message will pop up in here. Just, you know, press yes, don't worry about it. And then I will zoom in, and as you can see, where you can see this handle in here, these two handle, I will select this one in here, and I will take it by pressing shift, and I will put it just around here. And I will do the same for the other one. I will select it, and I will press shift, and I will put it just where I can see they're matched together, and then I will let go. Alright, now we have created the shape of an alien. Now we'll switch back to the path selection tool, and I will select this path in here, and then I will go to the stroke in here, and I will put none in it, and then I will go to the fill, and I will choose colors from here, and I will choose a green color. Alright, I think this green looks good, and I will press OK. Now I think it's a little bit too much, so let me go ahead and double click on it to open the colors again, and I will try to find a brighter green than this. Alright, I think this looks good, and I will press OK. Alright, now we have created the head of an alien. Now we're gonna create the eyes. So I will go ahead again, and I will select the ellipse tool, and then I'm gonna go and create a circle again by pressing shift and drag like this, just like that. Now I'm gonna create another circle but I'm gonna press shift so I can add it to this circle. So I'm gonna click shift, and if you notice, when I click shift, this plus sign show in here. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm clicking shift, and I will one click and drag like this until this will match with these 2 points that you can see in here, just like that, and I will let go. Alright, now we have 2 shapes in here, but the only shapes that we want from this is this middle one in here that looks like an alien eye. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna select the both of them by switching to the path selection tool. This will allow us to select the both of them like this, and then I will go to the path operator in here. As you can see in here, it's on the top, or you can access it from the properties in here, and I will select this intersect shape areas. Alright, now we have only this one shape in here, but as you can see, it still doesn't look like it's one shape. So what we're gonna do now is I will go again to the path operator, and I will select merge shape component, and I will press yes. And as you can see, this will leave us with this only shape in here. And this path operator actually it's really similar with the Pathfinder if you are familiar with Illustrator. Alright, now we have this shape in here. Let me go ahead and open the stroke and put none in it, and then I will open the fill, and I will open the colors, and I will choose a dark gray color, and I will press OK. Alright, now I will switch to my move tool, and I will take this shape and put it just around here. It's a little bit small, so I'm gonna press Ctrl T, and I will make it bigger, and maybe I will rotate it a little bit. Alright, and then I will one click on this check mark. Alright, let me take it and put it around here. Alright, now I'm gonna make a copy of it, so I'm gonna press Alt and one click and drag, and this will make a copy of the same shape, just like this. And then I'm gonna press Ctrl T, and then I will right click and choose flip horizontal, and this will flip it to face the other eyes in here. Alright, I think I will put it around here, and I will press enter, and I will go and select other shape and put it just around here. Alright, now I'm gonna select the both of them. So let me name this one I1 and the other one I2. Alright, now we select the both eyes in here, and I will press Ctrl T, and I will make them a little bit bigger, and I will press enter. Alright, now as you can see, we finished creating the alien head in here, and you can you know, put these eyes wherever you feel in here. I think this looks a little bit better. Alright, now it's time to apply some lighter styles to these eyes in here. So let me start with the first eye. So I'm just gonna select it and then open the lighter style dialog, and we're only gonna apply a little bit of shadow inside the eye. So I'm gonna go and select inner glow, and I'm gonna put the blending mode to multiply, and then I'm gonna select a dark gray color, just like this, and I'll press OK, and I will put the opacity to around 50%. Alright, for the size in here I will put 30 pixels. Now I will go and select the outer glow, and we're gonna apply a little bit of white on the edges of the eye. So I will go and select the blending mode to screen, and then I will put the opacity to 60%, and the color is white, and for the size is 2 pixels, and that will be all for the eye. But I think the color is a little bit too dark, so let me change the color really quick. So I will double click on it like this, and then I'm gonna make it a little bit softer, just like that. And then I will copy this code in here, and I will go to the other eye in here, and I will paste the same code in here, and I will press OK. Now we need to paste this you know, layer style that we applied for the first eye to the second eye. So I'm just gonna go on this FX icon in here, and then I will press Alt, and I will take it and put it to the other eye in here. and this will make a copy of the same layer size that we have on this first eye in here. Alright, now the last thing that we are going to do is on the head of the alien, so let me name it head. Alright, now we'll open the layer style again, and then I will go to gradient overlay, and this time I'm gonna change the blending mode to overlay, and I will put the opacity to around 75%, and then I will open the gradient, and I will select this first color, and I will put white, and then I will go to the second color, but I'm gonna select this one in here, and I will put the opacity to 0%. And let me make sure that this midpoint in here is set to 50%, and I press OK. Alright, now I'm gonna uncheck this reverse, so this will put the highlights in the center of the head in here, and I will keep the angle set to 136 and the scaling to 120. And as you can see, if I uncheck gradient in here, you can see the before and after. This will make it pop up more. Now I will go to drop shadow, and I will keep the blending mode set to multiply, and for the opacity I will put 60%, and then in the distance I'm gonna put 1, and for the size I'm gonna put around 4 pixel, and I will uncheck use global light, and I will keep the angle set to 90, and I will press OK. And as you can see, this will add a little bit of shadow in here. Alright, so as you can see, we're done with the app. It looks really sharp, and if I zoom out, you can still see the app clearly. So that's what we aiming for an app that it doesn't have a lot of distraction. You can clearly see that there is a head of an alien in this app. Alright, but we can't keep it like this, because Apple doesn't allow PNG to their system, so we need to make another base that will go under this app, for us to save. Alright, so I'm just gonna duplicate this rounded rectangle by pressing Ctrl J, and then I will hide this one in here, and then I'm gonna delete the bevel and emboss and the inner shadow, and this will leave us with only the gradient overlay. But we also need to get rid of this radius in here, so I'm just gonna select my rounded rectangle in here, and then I will open the properties from here, and I will put 0 in all of the radius in here, and this will leave us with a plain rectangle in here. But we don't have to worry, you can save it like this, and Apple will apply the roundness on it, and it still looks good. Alright, now if you want to use this 3D base in here, you can save it like this, with the rounded rectangle under and the base 3D in here on top. And when Apple apply the roundness, it will cut it like this, and you will still have the 3D looks in here. Alright, now we'll go and open the template that we saved in the first of the tutorial. So I'm just gonna open it and open this one in here that it said template. Alright, now where it said your app icon in here, just select this smart object and double click on it, and as you can see, because it's a smart object, it will open in a new tab in here. And then I will go to my first tab where we have our app, and then I'm gonna select these 5 layers that we have in here by pressing Ctrl and 1 click on each of them like this, and then I will take them and drag them to the smart object that we opened in here. And as you can see, we have our app in here opened, and it fits perfectly with the size of the template. Now we're gonna save it by pressing Ctrl S, and now if I go back to the template in here, you can see our application in here saved, and it will show us what it's gonna look like on the iOS device. As you can see, this is the template, and this is how it's gonna look on the device of an Apple, with all the sizes in here. Alright, so as you can see, we have it in here as a preview. And just, you know, keep in mind that Apple doesn't allow a PNG format, so you need to save it with a background. Just make sure to save it with a background, and then you know, the roundness will apply by Apple. Alright, so that will be all for this tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed and you liked this video and it was a little bit helpful for you. Don't forget to subscribe and comment, and you know, wait for more tutorials to come, and have a nice day. Thank you for watching.